Yellow. Yellow, no? Yellow.
He's here as on special invitation from us, from Finland, just arrived. Santa, I'm going to ask him some questions. He's been a good boy this year. Elegance with the nose. Elegance with the nose. Very good. Yes. What's your name? Sam? You're gorgeous. It's red. It's batting. Oh, can you show your six pack? Coming soon. Coming soon. All right. Do you have a message for Save the Children India? Sandra?
Have a lot of fun. I hope you have some fun. If you've all been good last year, be better next year. And if you've not been good, that's even better.
Any questions for Sandra? Sandra, they're asking you to sign something. Ashutosh.
एक पेपर में कुछ भी साइन करा लो यार.
Only chocolate,
Santa,
no gifts.
It's also your privilege to pick up the prettiest. No? Not a good idea. Santa has become very shy.
I'm not shy. I have some limits.
You don't have to.
No, I can't make makeup on mine.
Okay. Okay, the prettiest guy you are.
बहुत सस्ती. ठीक है.
है ना?
Very good.
Santa, the PMS is happening.
That's why.
Okay, anything else?
So I can do this now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you look like Archbishop of Canterbury.
I've got some more coffee. It'd be nice. I'll give you some more.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that was good. And some, from Christmas, the sublime to the mundane TWT. Yeah, and then we'll get back to Christmas again. All right. So I just wanted to. This is going to be the year end or the last TWT of this year, and just want to reflect back on the year that has just gone by or just going by. Soon it will all be gone. 2015. So we met as a board last week. Hope you know that we have a board that it is not just an organization which has just come up and it is a society and we have a board, etc. How many of you don't know that we have a board? Okay, who is our board chair? Huh? Okay. So we have our board meeting last week, which actually endorsed the budget for the coming year. In the previous board meeting, they endorsed the strategy for 2016 to 2018. As of now, barring Jammu and Kashmir, which is also getting connected this Monday and told, every state program office has been visited by our assembly members, along with the other senior members of the management team, and they have rolled out the strategy. You're aware of that? Even you. Shall I ask you questions? I'm going to pick up some people and ask questions about strategy. Yes? Okay. So that you will also soon be getting the strategy booklets, which will make you familiarized more or better with what our strategy is for 2016 to 18, what our 2030 ambition is, what our breakthroughs are, what are some of the key deliverables as well as directives for 16 to 18. So the budget got passed. Do you know anybody? Not from the finance team, not from Militant's team. Where is Militant? Not from this team. Others who's not been a regular part of the for the budget. Do you know what? How much? What is our target in terms of money? Again, it's not about money, but as one indicator, what is our target number to achieve by 2017 March? Who can tell me that? Not my office, not SMT, not finance, others. Any guess? No? Sorry?
180.
250 is close. Sorry?
180.
180 we didn't do this year. 220?
It's around 300.
Sorry?
Around 300. 300 to 350.
300 to 350. Very close. Very close. You're coming warmer and warmer. Okay? I said it's close to 300 and I think it has to be 400. It is actually 302 crores is what we plan. So that makes us easily the child rights organization in India, the leading child rights organization in India, perhaps the biggest child rights organization in India, something which you should be proud of. And also, when we looked at the budget, we also reflected on what happened the previous year, this year, in 2015. Do you know how much we have done this year? Top numbers. How much we did this year? And that too without a large emergency. Last year we had Srinagar, year before that we had Uttarakhand, year before that we have Leh, but this year we didn't have, except Tamil Nadu, which is happening, just unrolling at this point of time. It's fully not captured, but that has got the potential to become a kind of a mid-size disaster. But without any disasters, how much did we do this year? Again, it was a record number because we had never reached that number before. 140.
180 we said. 180.
180 was our budget with disasters. Okay, very close. We did 166 crores. We did 166 crores without a disaster. So like-to-like comparison, we grew 25% over the previous year. Like-to-like, meaning remove disasters because there were no disasters this year. So we have done significantly well, and so it was a rather good year as far as the top lines are concerned, as well as the bottom lines are concerned. Now, what is our bottom line, by the way? What is the bottom line?
Cool.
The surplus that we create every year is what. So we also have added about 5.28 crores to our bottom line or to our reserves, moved from the operating revenue to reserves. That is how we will end up with this number. And we reached significant number of children this year. We had some fantastic programs this year, which can you just mention on the programs you have worked on or the programs you have seen in the last 1 year? What was the most significant one? I'm sure that's an easy question because you live and breathe programs. I hope you do. What's a program you have seen that has really touched a chord with you? Sorry? Karuna project from Jharkhand. You went there? Okay. Karuna project from Jharkhand is a project in which we worked in uh, in Gumla district, and we have this block operational plan which we did, and it's become a model. And when Tom Singh went from here to see that program, he was very impressed, and he has already put. We are working on a project about 15 crores, and that is roughly what, $2.5 million worth of program, something like that, that we are working on. What are the other programs that is kind of stuck in your head? Yeah, what is it called? Okay. Peace building in Kashmir, one of the most conflicted areas in the world, about which our first Prime Minister said, what did he say? Jawaharlal Nehru. If there is a paradise on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. But it is not a paradise anymore. It's one of the highly conflicted areas, and we do work there in difficult conditions. I've been to places like Baramulla, where I have seen children who've been caught in the crossfire, children who have lost their limbs, lost their eyesight, because they come in between. And what is really, really good, that should make each one of us proud, is that in that situation where the army had special powers given to them, and there was no Juvenile Justice Act, we advocated, and there is a Juvenile Justice Act in place. Today, children cannot be arrested and put behind the bars. I think that is some fantastic work that Save the Children has done. Any other work that is sticking out in your head? Of your campaign was only this side seems to be impacted by the program. How about the hillside and this side? Programs that you run.
I think the water ATM is a great one.
Water ATM that you saw, which is if you guys have not seen it, you really have no excuse, but you must visit. Maybe Christmas time is a good time. Go across to Okla in Delhi, where a toilet complex is being transformed by ownership by the community of women, and that toilet looks wonderful. And there is even a video that we took in which I was drinking a glass of water from the water ATM in that toilet complex, which is normally a terrible place that nobody wants to visit. But this is different. You must go and see. Again, fantastic work. What else? What else has impacted you?
Apnalaya.
Yes.
The Apnalaya program in Bombay.
Apnalaya program in Shivaji Nagar.
Govandi. Yeah.
Bhiwandi. Even next door Shivaji Nagar, there is that mobile bus. And Govandi, Shivaji Nagar. These are the worst places in Mumbai. Just outside of Mumbai, it is basically the rubbish heap of Mumbai, where truckloads of stuff go there every night of rubbish, and there are communities that live around it. And if you really look at them, if you have seen Slumdog Millionaire, I think it was the first visual in Slumdog Millionaire was this child coming out of falling into a ship want and coming out. If you want to see that kind of a situation, that is where we work. And I was really impressed to see an not married, planning to get married. You also must make a visit, I think, to these places. That brings me to perhaps my last point, that 2 months back, I had a special request to our group across India. And what was that special request? Remember? Go ahead. You have it in your... Break the silos. That is a message, a constant ongoing message. Yes, monthly contribution. I said that when we go out and ask to give money to us, it makes us morally very, very, very strong if we ourselves give. Without us going and asking, something that we're just not so nice about it. And I must appreciate and thank all the 12% of people across the country who are gotten into a regular.
Now, time starts now.
Yeah.
So I think it's a huge opportunity for all of us to really come together and be a part of the campaign and advocacy effort as an organization than just as a function. And next year, globally, we are focusing on inequality. We talk about most marginalized, most excluded, and this is really our chance to kind of consolidate all our work and talk about who's the most marginalized child. So we welcome ideas, and in fact, a small group of us have started talking about what we could do, and there will be a mail and a steer from the CEO's office coming to all of us early January and inviting ideas from you all. So that let's make it an organization's campaign than just a team's campaign or just a functional sort of responsibility. And we want to take it to across our states because 21st of January would be really critical because world over, entire Save the Children family is coming together as one organization, mobilizing all of us, each one of us, talking about a campaign that really matters. And this is our opportunity to not just talk amongst ourselves, but also take it to our partners, to the communities, to children. Child participation will be really key next year. So let's see how we can bring them on board as we sort of kick off our internal launch. So that's in brief what it is.
Good.
Wait for the steer from the CEO's office early January, and then we also give up.
Well, you can start thinking now. You don't have to wait till early January. If you're going on holidays, think about this campaign, how we could become a part of it. That is also Christmas because when Charles Dickens wrote a Christmas Carol, the country was divided because, and it was a time when the Industrial Revolution had started kicking in. In one word, on one side, many people were becoming richer in England at that point of time due to the impact of Industrial Revolution. But many people were falling through the cracks because of the disparity between the rich and the poor. That is exactly what we are facing in India today. People are becoming richer because our economy is bringing its dividends. But there is a group of people, and when I talk about, and I'm going to talk a little more, but this is also something which has really impacted me this year. I think it was in the month of October. I went to Jammu and Kashmir, and I saw a group of people who is probably the worst I have seen in terms of their life. These are the Rohingyas. You know about the Rohingyas? I talked about it before. They are people. They are called the boat people now because they've been thrown out of their country, which is Myanmar, Burma, and they've been floating in the Indian Ocean, going, knocking on the doors of Bangladesh or other countries, India included. And 1,000 families are in Jammu and Kashmir. When I went to their homes, 8 a.m. in the morning, there was a group outside waiting to meet me. And I said, I would like to come into your homes, into your settlement. They said, please don't come, because it is terrible. I said, no, I still would like to come. I went inside. The stench that hit me, I can't forget that. It was a place where they didn't have space for open defecation. Because they go out of the settlements for open defecation, they are treated so terribly by their neighbors. That is the condition of 1,000 families, right? And and that is in India. They are in India right now. So there are so many people. While many have become rich, many have become much poorer, and that is what the inequality, what the campaign is all about next year, and what Pratia talked about. So start thinking about it now. And just last minute, Shraddha just reminded me, I should also talk about PMS, which is performance management system, and we've been doing a good job of it. Not that everybody is happy about it. It's not a perfect system. Nowhere in the world is a perfect system. Vishal and I come from a company called Coca-Cola Company. We used to have this PMS every year. It was a heartburn time. It was a time in which you have to publish your work before your bosses, and you have to convince that they did a great job or not so great job, or the boss will have a different opinion of your job. So that's called conversation, and you need to have a discussion before the ratings are given. If anybody is not spending enough time in that performance management system process, please reach out to me individually and say that My boss is not spending time. He just called me from on his trip from the airport and spoke to me and gave me a rating. That is not